That one felt awesome. Waiting for the ping, there's the ping, 2 seconds, 173.8 yards a carry and 92 miles an hour. Not bad for an 8-iron. Are you that golfer who feels like you should be hitting your irons far further than you do? Trust me, it's a really common issue, but I am here to help. I am gonna show you some super simple and easy tips that you can do that are straight away gonna pack on some distance to your iron shots. Now, don't just take my word for it. I'm gonna demonstrate everything today. I have the TrackMan out. I'm gonna give you some live numbers, and we're gonna see how much distance I can pack on without having to increase my clubhead speed. Today is about compression and becoming more efficient. You can do that if you follow these simple tips. So in today's video, we're gonna focus on 2 keys that are going to allow us to have shaft lean. You need shaft lean to compress the ball, but we have to have A, the club face in a great spot, and B, we have to be rotating. If we don't have one of these 2 things, if both of these are off or one of these are off, we are not going to be able to deliver shaft lean. So first of all, what do we see most amateurs do? Well, it's no surprise, most amateurs, as they're coming down, the club face is open. As a result, they throw their ankles out, they thrust their hips towards the ball, and ultimately from there, they cannot generate any compression. So let's actually give you some data for this. So I'm gonna try and swing this at a normal speed, but I am purposely gonna throw out my angles so that I can try and get this sort of weak contact that quite a lot of you are seeing. So let me hit a shot. We've got the phone there to pick up the numbers. So I'm gonna purposely weaken my grip, try and get this club face open. Let's see what happens as I do this. This is gonna feel very, very strange. So as I swing back, I'm gonna go to the top, throw the angles up, and wow, that felt horrible. So we've got the ping, waiting 2 seconds. So that one you can see, I'll pop the numbers up there on the screen, but we got 90.9 miles an hour clubhead speed. So that's not too far off what my standard 8-iron, which I have in my hand today, goes. Spin rate was through the roof at over 10,000, but you can see carry 135.9 yards. Compared to my normal 8-iron, which you will see later on in the video, how far that goes, that's not very far at all. So you can see, even with a relatively fast clubhead speed of pretty much 91 miles an hour, that ball's not gone anywhere near the distance it should have. So a crucial concept that we have to understand is that if you want to have shaft lean, you have to have a closed club face. This is one of the biggest keys about everything we're going to talk about today. So if I just pop the club here and I actually add some shaft lean, you can see how that's pointing the face to the right. So this is the thing, if I have the club up in front of me and I open the face and I said, right, how do I get this square? Well, if I add shaft lean, I'm just going to open it up even more. So I actually have to bring the handle back. So I know this is one of the things that you hear so many people talk about, but an open club face does cause you to cast it out because it is a squaring mechanism. It is how the body squares the club face up. So if you are this golfer who has an open club face, you've got to fix it straight away, because if it's open and you're not doing something extreme in the downswing to square it up, you're going to struggle to generate any sort of compression. So let's give you some ways that you can fix this open club face. The first key is just making sure that both of the V's are pointing at least to the right ear, if not to the right shoulder. So somewhere in this zone. A second key checkpoint, and this is one of my favorite checkpoints, is taking sort of the snuff box on your wrist right here. So if I was to sort of put a line straight through my wrist right there, it should touch the top of the grip, or if anything, slightly on the right side of the grip. If you look at your grip and I draw that line straight through and it's touching the left side of the grip, or even off to the left completely, that therefore means you are going to have what we class as a weak grip. This means then if you don't have a lot of wrist flexion, that face is then going to be open. So make sure you have what we class as a little bit of a stronger grip. If you are somebody who is struggling with club face, it is going to promote more of a square to slightly closed club face position. The next way we can ensure we actually have a slightly closed club face position is by understanding how to set the wrists. And again, I've gone through this in loads of videos, and we're going to focus more on the right hand. In the takeaway, if I just do a right hand only takeaway, if I get the right palm on the side of the grip or under the grip, you can see how the club face is pointing to the sky. That's not what we want to see. We want to be seeing square as matching the spine angle. So if I stand here and I just bring the club here, you can see if I'm standing straight up and down, square is matching the spine angle. But in golf, we are tilted forwards. So the club face has to be tilted forwards to match the spine angle. So if I, again, right hand only, take the club back, I want to be feeling like my palm is pointing down to the ground a lot more. And then from there, if I was to set it back in the wrist, you can see how the club face is actually pointing down to the ground. So that's what I want you to do just to start with. Left hand behind the back, Do a little takeaway, palm pointing down to the ground, and set it in the back of the right wrist. Keep that club face feeling like it's pointing down to the ground. Do that a couple of times, put 2 hands on the club, again, repeat that same feeling. You'll really feel like you're loading that trail wrist. And it's not because I want you to hold it, no, that's not the case that we're trying to see here. It's because I'm trying to get that club face into a better position. So just do that a couple times, club face down to the ground, right palm pointing down, set it in the back of the trail wrist, and you can see as I then come down, I'm in a great delivery position here where the face is pointing down to the ground. Then we can start to implement the other things that we're going to implement. Okay, so I brought the foam back down in front of me here so we can get some live data. In this swing, I'm going to try and focus on getting that club face a little bit more closed, but let's give it a go and let's see what extra carry we can get by just getting that club face into a better position. That was a nice strike. See if it got it. There's the beep. 2 seconds, and I'll pop it up on the screen, but 91.2 mile an hour club speed, pretty much the same, 167.5, so you can see far more efficient with a relatively similar club head speed. So we've now got the club face in a better position. When the club face gets in a better position, we're naturally going to start to see more shaft lean. This now means the body is going to want to start to rotate open. Why? Because rotation is actually going to encourage shaft lean. If I start to clear my body correctly, I'm going to find the left shoulder goes up and back, the hips open, and as a result, this drags my hands forwards, creating firstly that low point that's past the golf ball, which is crucial for this as well, but also that shaft lean that's going to give us that compression. So what I want to do first of all is give you the sensations that should be happening in your lead foot. So how should you be pushing into the foot? And I just want to give you a really simple drill that's going to help you with it. So how should we be moving the pressure in the leg? That's a crucial question that we need to know the answer to. So from around left arm parallel, if you haven't seen my video on how to start the downswing, I'll leave the link up there. Be sure to watch it because that's a crucial piece of information. But a little bit of a sneak preview, we start to shift back towards the target before we finish the backswing. So when we do that, we are pushing into the ball of the left foot. So essentially, if I was just to step into my foot, I would be landing on the ball of the left foot if you're unsure as to what that is. So you will go, as you push into there, you'll push into the ball of the left foot. Now here's the thing, how do we then generate rotation? I see a lot of people go wrong where they just try and turn their body open. That's not what happens. Rotation is a byproduct of pushing in and out of the ground in certain directions. So we have pushed into the ball of the left foot before we finish the backswing, remember. Then from there, what do we do? Well, now we're going to push this left hip back and up this way. And the pressure in the feet is going to go from the ball of the left foot into the heel. So watch this, it's going to go ball of the left foot, push the left hip back and up into the heel. And you can actually see I can slide the club head under my toe right there because I'm pushing this left hip back and up, the weight's going into the heel. So if I do that for you here in slow motion, ball of the left foot, heel of the left foot. So I'm pushing into the ball of the left foot, and as I push out, the pressure is going back into the heel. So if you were to sort of look at a force plate, you'd see it spike under the ball of the left foot, and then you'd see the weight sort of drift back into the heel as you push out of the ground. If I do that and we watch from the down the line view, you can see ball of the left foot, push out into the heel of the left foot. You can see I can actually slide this under, but look how much hip rotation I have right there. So what's a really simple drill that's going to help us with this? So here's the drill that's going to help us generate this good rotation. You need 2 alignment sticks. One's in the basket. It's going to be roughly at a 45-degree angle just outside my lead foot. The other one's going to go through my belt loops like this, and I'm going to have the majority pointing out down towards the target so my trail hand can pass freely by my trail hip. Now set up and just get into your impact position and just sort of feel what it feels like to get into that good position. You should be roughly about 30 degrees open, something around there when this alignment stick touches the other one. That's how you know you're in the right position. Now, set up to the ball like so. Then from there, go to the top, push into the left foot again before you finish the backswing, so the ball of the left foot. Now, start to push this left hip back and away as you move the pressure into your heel. You can hear that I clipped this alignment stick, or I hit this alignment stick before I got to impact. That's the key with this drill. Is push into the ball of the left foot, push out, and move the pressure into the heel and hit that alignment stick right there. Let me just do a little chippy one for you to start with. Then I'm going to take both of these away and actually hit another shot for you. I'll grab the phone so we can do the TrackMan numbers again. So let me just do a little chippy one for you here. So it's going to be there, ball of left foot, and through. And you can actually see I knocked it over, but that's a great indication. You can hear the TrackMan pinging. That's a great indication that I was getting the body open on the way through. So I've got the phone, so now we can get some TrackMan data on this. I'm going to try and recreate that same movement. So we're going to be focusing on pushing into the ball of the left foot and then out into the heel to get that good rotation. So let's get into this good position. Remember, club face is key and the foot. Let's give it a go right here. That was a great strike. It felt like I got a little bit extra. There's the ping. 2 seconds. Okay, 92.5, so I think that's about a mile an hour, maybe just a little bit more quicker than before. Again, I'll put the data up on the screen, and 167.4 carry. So we're starting to get consistent in that carry distance, but at the end, I will give it a little bit of a rip to see if I can get it over 170. But the most important thing is we can see we're starting to get that consistency. Okay, so here we go. Let's have some fun and let's see how far I can hit this 8-iron. I'm gonna try and optimize everything out. I'm gonna try and get as much compression as I can, and I'm gonna see if I can hit it over 170. Let me give it a hit for you right here. So good club face, good shaft lean, good rotation. Let's give it a whack. That one felt awesome. Waiting for the ping, there's the ping, 2 seconds, 173.8 yards of carry and 92 miles an hour. Not bad for an 8-iron. So there you have it. That is how you can optimize out your irons for more distance, more compression, and more consistency. If you have any questions about today's video, please drop it down below. If you want some more one-to-one help, I offer online coaching on the Skillist platform. But ultimately, if you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you back here soon.